Hello everyone and welcome back. Today is all about business ideas, something to do during the summer months. It's officially started in Bangkok 2 days ago and it is scorching hot. Time for those iced coffee drinks. The recipes that I'm going to show you are all in my book, The Basic Barista, with a slight variation. It's going to be less sweet. Also, today is a compilation of 5 classic iced coffee drinks using instant coffee. So you probably have seen some of them already on this channel, but now I am compiling them into one video clip. When you start your business, I would suggest that you limit your menu to the classics to start with. You can expand your menu later as soon as you know what your customers are looking for. The classics are the ones that are best selling. So you have your Americano, your latte, cappuccino, mocha, and caramel macchiato. And that's what I'm going to show you here today. So stay tuned until the end of this video clip. Might be a little bit long today, but it's going to be worth it. So you can start your coffee business during the summer months and start earning money. What I need, of course, would be my instant coffee. I'm going to use evaporated milk. I'm going to use condensed milk, creamer, sugar, and for my mocha, I'm going to use chocolate powder or cocoa powder. For my caramel macchiato, I'm going to use caramel syrup. I'm using a local brand here. And also, we are going to use some caramel sauce topping. This is homemade. Please check out my video tutorial on how to make this one. And also, I'm going to use chocolate sauce, which is also going to be a topping for our mocha. That's all. And of course, you need ice. So for ice, you need an ice box in your shop. Now, for the gadgets, very simple again, you need a kettle because you need hot water to dissolve your dry ingredients. And if you are going to offer a cappuccino, I would suggest that you have an electric milk frother. You can also use battery operated one, but it will take a little bit of time before you get that texture of the milk foam or that thick milk foam that we are aiming for when we make our cappuccino. Also, we are going to use some shot glass, we're going to use measuring cups, we're going to use measuring spoons, and what else do we need? Just to make sure that I dissolve my dry ingredients well, I'm going to use a whisk. You can use a regular whisk, but I'm just going to use today a matcha whisk. This is perfect to make sure that all my dry ingredients will be dissolved in the hot water. The last thing you need is to serve lumpy drinks. Okay, let's start with our Americano. Just coffee, sugar, and water. Now, I would suggest that you put sugar in this one because powdered coffee or instant coffee has got a little bit of a sour and bitter taste. So for this, definitely, if you're making this for commercial purpose, I would say add sugar. So my recipe for this would be 1 tablespoon of my instant coffee, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 5 ounces or 150 ml of hot water. So make sure this is fully dissolved. In my previous video tutorial, I used my handheld milk frother to make sure everything is well combined. But using this matcha whisk, as you can see, there's that beautiful foam formed there. And also because I'm using Nescafe Gold Crema, so it's supposed to give you that crema on top there. So if your cup is not full to the top, all you have to do here is to just add more water into your cup. You don't need to add more ice, so I'm just going to fill this to the top with water. You can also use cold water so that when you serve it, it looks more appetizing. So you serve it full, add more water, that's fine. This is Americano, which is really water and coffee. And of course, the sweetener. Okay, so that is your iced Americano using instant coffee. For our next drink, it is going to be iced latte. For the latte, I'm going to use 3 different types of milk, my condensed milk, evaporated milk, and also my creamer. This time, I'm going to separate my condensed milk and my evaporated milk. If you have many customers waiting in line, I would suggest that you pre-mix your condensed milk and evaporated milk using my milk syrup formula. 1 tablespoon of coffee. There you go, a lot of coffee. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of creamer. 5 ounces or 150 ml. So it's just going to be slightly over 5 ounces here. And once again, I am going to use my matcha whisk. As you can see, it is beautiful with some crema on top there. 40 ml of condensed milk. And I'm going to add my evaporated milk here to make it into 60 ml or 2 ounces of milk syrup, condensed and evaporated. Make sure everything is well combined. Iced latte using instant coffee. Wow, it is looking really, really gorgeous. For the next drink, it is going to be cappuccino. If it is a cappuccino, you need milk foam. So I'm just going to get my chilled milk from the refrigerator. If you don't have a refrigerator in your shop, you can also put the chilled milk in your ice box. So foam, put it straight in. Lift it up so that it goes double in size, and there you have your deliciously looking milk foam there. I'm going to put it in the ice box just to simulate what actually happens in a regular cafe. 1 tablespoon of my instant coffee, 1 tablespoon of creamer, and then same amount of water. I'm going to use 5 ounces of hot water. You can also put just a little bit of hot water, and then you can add the water later once everything is dissolved. Okay, looking good there. Okay, and then I'm going to now add my wet ingredients, which is condensed milk and evaporated milk. Very, very similar here, except that with cappuccino, we are going to top it up with a thick milk foam and some sprinkle of cocoa powder. And to finish it off, we're going to put milk foam. Because this has got a milk foam, I would suggest that you use a dome lid or half dome lid. Okay, iced cappuccino using instant coffee. Fourth drink on our menu today, it is going to be caramel macchiato. Because this is caramel macchiato, I'm going to use caramel syrup. I'm using a local brand here. Okay, I'm going to use my measuring cup once again, and the same amount of coffee, 1 tablespoon of coffee here, 1 tablespoon of creamer. This time I'm going to show you to put just a little bit of water to start with, and then stir to combine. Fill it to 150 ml. Okay, and then we're going to add our wet ingredients, condensed milk, evaporated milk, and finally our caramel syrup. So this one I'm going to put 3 pumps, or about 22.5. 1, 2, 3. That's about 22 milliliters, or about 0.75 ounce. I'm going to put this away and then stir. Wow, smelling of caramel now. Okay, and time to pour into our glass. Now, just to top it up, we are going to also put milk foam here. Now, if you don't want to put milk foam, that's also possible. If there's so many people waiting in line, it might take a little bit of time for you to make the milk foam. So you can finish here, just fill it to the top with ice, and then you should be ready to go. But for now, I'd like to make it look appetizing and better, so I'm going to add milk foam. Adding the milk foam to your caramel macchiato will add value, and so you can also charge a little bit extra for that. Okay, so there you go. Caramel sauce on top. and it is looking delicious, looking good. Okay, so I'll just put my flat lid here, and we have our iced caramel macchiato using instant coffee. And on to our final drink. It is iced mocha. I'm going to use a brand new measuring cup here because I don't want the caramel to mix with my mocha. So this time, the same ingredients. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of my instant coffee here. And also, this time I'm still going to add sugar because I'm not using chocolate syrup. I'm using chocolate powder. 1 tablespoon, and then 1 tablespoon of creamer, and also 1 tablespoon of chocolate powder, all 1, easy to remember. And then I'm going to add my water. Once again, I'm not going to fill it to 5 ounces, just a little bit to start with, and then mix it. Once it is well combined, you can start to add the rest of your water. So fill it to 150 ml. And then we're going to add the rest of our wet ingredients, evaporated milk, and then condensed milk. The downside of having them separate, condensed and evap, is that it will take a little bit longer to prepare your drink. Okay, there you go. My iced mocha mix. It's looking chocolatey and very dark. Cup of ice here, and to pour our chocolate mocha there. And you can stop here, but if you'd like it to be a bit more premium, then let's put a milk foam on top. Just a thin milk foam there, and then decorate with chocolate sauce on top. This becomes more premium once you put all these toppings and then put the lid on. And now we have our iced mocha using instant coffee. Mocha, caramel macchiato, latte, cappuccino, and Americano. Latte. It is very, very good, but a little bit too sweet for me. And now for the caramel macchiato, the first taste is coffee and then the caramel. That is quite delicious. I think the sweetness level of this one is perfect. Now for the mocha, I also had to add sugar. Those that like mocha, they really like their drink to be sweet, so I wouldn't worry about the sweetness level of this, but of course you always have to adjust according to your customer's preferences. I'd say this is the milk tea of coffee. Absolutely satisfying. It's so nice, I must say. Okay, next drink, it is our black coffee. Tastes fruity and sweet. It's not bad. Again, this is instant coffee, but wow, it's not too bad at all. And then my cappuccino. This one is just right, and all the others I think are just perfect. So follow my recipe first, and then you can adjust it according to your own preferences or to your customer's preferences. If you have any questions, do let me know. Comment below. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for more of these video tutorials. Up next, it will be more iced coffee using different brewing methods. I'll see you again next time. In the meantime, take care, stay safe. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.